Hi, TC News. Miba Bawumia Akwaba. Ahadiya latest and hot news. Akwa Eramide Bramo. Aniti so we now subscribe to the channel na for more say we subscribe to the channel. You be answer we click the subscribe button na we bell notification. We are sa video be upload no for the first person I was abeka video. I think we are like video and give us a thumbs up na fi share my offer for so now we may be here now who and somewhere also. I think Yambura and Sama Ameto Yapunoso. It is a reporting about the Samira community. It is answer.
Thank you. My name is Omane Boamah, Director for Elections and IT NDC. I think that the ground rule must be modified. Obviously, no other political party was seen during the PowerPoint presentation being responded to. So it is obvious we have done a good job, and that is why today you are all here to help deepen our democracy. This said, very obviously, 1 to 4 minutes for all other political parties will certainly not be enough for the NDC. Thank you. When your roof is leaking, you can decide to mop, keep mopping, and keep mopping. Or you can decide to fix the leakage and mop. What we see here is mopping and mopping and mopping. Fixing the leakage is missing. And this is at the heart of our altruistic demand for a forensic audit. This forensic audit is not just about the register. When you have fixed the register, and I will demonstrate to you how, as a result of our revelations, some aftermath fixing is providing a semblance of we are fixing it. When you fix it, and we all look at the hard copies, and we are all giving the PVR, the soft copies, in November, if the very criminals that got us here are still there, engaged in illegal transfers, we will come back to square one. And that time, it will be too close to the December 7 elections. This is why we are saying we need to adopt a dichotomous approach. Look at the register, fix the issues in there, and also audit the very IT systems that allowed these anomalies to occur. We have heard, and Madam Chair spoke about the fact that we certainly do not require external assistance. I've also heard some EC officials question the legality. We have CI 91 as amended by CI 126. We also have CI 127. Okay? A suggestion is being made that on December 7, we are likely to see missing voters list at the polling stations. Is that not the case? Is that not what we've been told here? About 1,551 voters are likely to be captured on a list that will be called missing voters list. Is that not it? I'm here to identify which of these laws has missing voters list. But you see, it's a reasonable remedy for the problem that we are dealing with. And so when you have to go beyond these in a way that it will not hurt but help our democratic process, you need to give it greater consideration. I come also to the point of adjudication, and we saw some very huge figures in the presentation. Are these figures emanating from the very adjudication meetings that NDC participated in? Because to the best of our knowledge, the meetings that we participated in, we did not treat these figures in tens of thousands, about 20-something thousand. So once again, it will be important for a forensic audit to identify where these over 20,000 figures are coming from. Because the report that we have does not support that. We come to the issue of proxy. We are being told proxy, 2,167. Great. But we also know people successfully filed for proxy without going through biometrics. As we speak, which of these 2,167 people went through biometrics and which of them did not go through biometrics? It is going to take maybe a follow-up. I question EC may tell us maybe 1,000, maybe 900. How do we verify that? This is a matter that we have raised at IPAC before. For those of you who were at IPAC, this proxy and some people not going through biometrics, we've raised it at IPAC before. Again, we come to the issue of Pusiga. Just like COVID-19, when some people were trying to call it a certain country's disease. Perhaps we should not be calling those criminal transfers Pusiga transfers. And it will take a forensic audit of the EC's IT system to know where those transfers took place. And because I do not have the answers on this Pusiga matter, I want to ask some few questions. One, the login credentials given to your district directors, the passwords, can they modify it so that it will become unique to them? Example, if you are given a bank card, your bank will give you an initial password, and because they don't want anybody to have access to your password, will give you the opportunity for you to change that password of your bank card. In the case that we are dealing with, the district officers, the passwords that they are given or the login credentials that they are given, are they said that other people can have access to them? And so when you have said criminal transfers taking place, the only way out is to check the digital footprints of such transfers instead of just looking at the geographic location where the transfers ended and say that that is where it took place, so that officer or officers are the people who are culpable. If others can have access to those login credentials, then it is important that a forensic audit establishes exactly the footprints of where these transfers took place. Still on Pusiga, are we being told here that 4 years ago, 2020, there wasn't technology across the globe to be checking biometrics with the face? Is that what we are being told by the Electoral Commission? Is that what we spend the taxpayers' money on in the year 2020? Contrary to all the advocacy by Imani, Ghana, and the rest. Is that what we are being told? That this liveliness test could only be activated after the revelation of Pusiga, and there is evidence that it was only activated during the exhibition process. The Director for Electoral Services eloquently captured this on the TV3 program one Saturday morning. I have the video clip.
Doc, please, right, can you round up? Because you've gone beyond the 4 minutes that we gave you. Can you pause so that maybe we go to another set of questions, rounds?
Again, I've heard the word assurance, reassure many times. When assurance is given, the assurance is treated with value judgment, and that value judgment is hinged on reliability and credibility. We have had palpable experience on different occasions with the Electoral Commission that obviously demonstrate that we must rebuild that trust in order for us to accept assurances. And the evidence is obvious. Basic arithmetic errors during limited voter registration exercise. Basic. And here we are talking about auditing IT system. These same IT people were those who were using Cora Draw
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube.
working arithmetic.
You are watching Juicy News on YouTube. Watch news all
We
time.
also experienced 2020 declaration of the presidential results. Declared, corrected again. Assurance is built on trust. That trust is broken. Again, we've all been to the corporate office and the headquarters of the Electoral Commission before. We see the police and the military protection, even for officers. How BVR laptops could be stolen under CCTV surveillance, military and police protection damages our trust. We are also dealing with the number of times that we were expecting the PVR to be released to us. A letter written, and we were glad to have received it from the Electoral Commission in July, all the way through July, up to August. Zilch. August 14, nothing happens. August 16, nada. Until 19th of August. Those series of assurances, expectations that were broken, hurt and damage our trust. So when the assurances are given, we treat the assurances with value judgment that is emanating from these trust issues that have been broken. We are here looking at the evidence that we presented, and we are glad that the EC has accepted 3 out of 5. And where they don't even accept, they try to explain. And that is one of the reasons it is not strategic to provide the Electoral Commission with a full gamut of what we have. And I will explain. And Ofori, the day at the EC corporate office, why were we not told that Ofori had effected a transfer and all the details that we are being given? It is possible all these are true. I do not doubt them. Hear me clearly. It is possible. But you see, when you provide political parties with the provisional voters register, you expect our analysis to be based on the data that we have been given. You do not expect our analysis to be based on any extraneous material. If there are researchers here, they must understand exactly what I'm saying. So the PVR that we were provided with, if you analyze them, would you have arrived at the same conclusion? The answer is yes. So even there, as you try to rationalize. After having the information, what you forget is that you are assembling what you did not provide political parties with to rationalize. This is why, because of the coefficient of bias, which is very, very high in this case, there is the need for a forensic audit of not just the register, which is being fixed. Why not? And I commend the EC. The EC says that after they have fixed all, and I thought per the submissions of the EC on air, we have heard several times, they had already corrected all the things. Go online. You find that the NDC issues have been fixed. But we do admit, we don't want to be linguistic purists. We do admit that maybe it was an exaggeration. As they fix them, they have promised to provide the updated version. We came here with a hard drive. If the hard drive, if the updated version is already, why not? We will pick it and still analyze, take it through the very analysis that we did. But that is only about the register. That is only about mopping the floor. It doesn't fix the leakage. That is why our demand is in two folds. Forensic audit of the register and forensic audit of the IT system of the Electoral Commission. Yaira has a very simple question for Dr. Ofori Atta. Then we end our case for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. And thank you, Madam Chair. First, Dr. Ofori, you made mention about the ABIS, that is Automated Biometric Identification System. Initially here, you said that it is only when it detects double registration that it moves to adjudication, if I'm correct. Unfortunately, you came back to say that now all ABIS moves adjudication, all double registration moves to adjudication. So I think that is the correct one that you just said lately. Now, in terms of the transfers, when you talk about the liveliness detection, from what you said, it was detected during the the exhibition exercise when we alerted it about based on the procedural issues. Now, the question that I want to ask is, what measures did you take as a commission to correct all this? I heard you saying that all those who did facial transfers have been reversed. What if somebody did a legitimate transfer? And on what algorithm did you use to effect those reversal? Now, the other thing that I want to ask has to do with you said there was a network issues in generating the register, and that caused some of the data to be corrupt. Now, the question is, do you generate your data from your central database system or from the district? Because what I know is that your liveliness system, in terms of the online registration, when you click on it, it hits your central system to detect whether somebody is doing multiple registration or not. Now, as you stated clearly, in data migration or transfer, there is no way a data can be altered. The likelihood of what will happen is a missing of data. Now, I have a situation, or we have a situation whereby a voter's ID number is being given to a different person. If you have your system here, I think that one I can give it to you for us to check correctly. Then there's another way where the data is being given to, when you search, the person's data is not in at all. You have to just go through by searching using the person's name. So those are the few questions I'll ask now. Once you ask, there will be a follow-up questions on those things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Last part.
No, please. We've given you more than 9 minutes.
No,
so please, can we go to another? Come back.
Okay.
So please. Thank you very much.
I'd like to also state that we do not have anything to hide. And if you would notice, from registration, whether it is the balloting, we've opened up to the media. I do not believe this was the case prior to 2020. In the case of nominations, we've opened up nominations to the media, and every single political party has had its turn. And they have been given the opportunity to address the citizenry. And we've also provided the citizenry with the opportunity to observe the process. This is what we call trust. And today, we've opened up IPAC to the whole world, and we intend to do so going forward. I think there's nothing that we've hidden. And so this is the best we can do, if the, and we hope that we can improve upon it. But you agree with me that our systems have a lot, they are built and they are robust. And the framers of, the Constitution and our CIs embed processes that engender trust. And so right from registration, 21 days before the start of a registration exercise, the political parties are provided, the EC provides the political parties with all the gazetted centers. This is to enable them to prepare their agents and have them observe the registration exercise. And so from day one, if it's for 21 days, party agents are given the free will to observe the registration exercise. The good news is that we embed a high level of transparency in the sense that party agents are provided with a start of day report indicating the number of persons who were registered the day before, and they are also given an end of day report. Again, that has built transparency into the process, and that should engender trust. If parties have any issues with the register, they have the collation. If they notice that in their strongholds, the numbers have dwindled, or they are and that numbers have gone higher in other places, they have the documentation, which is the start of day that the system generates and provides to them. And so the question is, any political party can today, with the start of day and the end of day reports, collate with near precision the number of persons who registered on any given day. And yes, some of them may have been challenged. The good news is that the district registration review committees have party reps on those committees, and therefore they have that information to be able to act and to use it. You then come to the printing of ballots. Ghana is one of the few countries in Africa that prints its ballots in-house. We are enjoined by law to provide the parties with details of every single printing house that is going to print our ballots, and we do this. And so from day one to the end, in fact, in some cases, even after the election, the parties are within the printing houses, they are monitoring their ballots. We provide them with the serial numbers of the ballots so they know that there's a range for each region. And therefore, if you go to a region and there's a ballot that is out of the range, you should be able to raise questions. This is the transparency of the process. They remain in the printing houses 24/7 until the ballots are packaged. And to add to it, when the ballots are packaged, the Electoral Commission puts its seal on the ballot, and so do the parties. They then accompany the commission and the police to the police armories where the ballots are kept. And there also, the parties have their agents waiting to receive these ballots, and they remain there until election day. We know how it works on election day, that the ballot boxes are opened for all to see. Unlike countries in Africa where the voting is done inside in a building, ours is done in the full glare of the public, and any interested citizen can sit and observe the process from 7 a.m. to, 5 p.m. if they so wish. Prior to being at the Electoral Commission, I used to do that, to go and visit many polling stations, and nobody stopped us from standing decently and observing the process. And you could do that all day if you so wish. But we know that the way it is done, the ballot boxes are open for all to see before the start of the registration. And at the end of the process, in the full glare of the public and the agents of the parties who are present, the ballots are poured onto the table, they are separated and sorted out, and they are counted in the full glare of the public and the party agents. They have a right to demand a recount twice. And if they are satisfied with it, they append their signatures. Where they are not satisfied, they state the reasons for their dissatisfaction. This, we then go to the constituency collation centers, and the same process happens there. We go to the regional collation centers, the same process happens there. All of these collation centers have the agents of the party who verify the processes, who inspect and make sure that everything is accurate, and who append their signatures. Of course, at the polling stations, we all know that when the party agents sign on to the pink sheets, a copy is posted at the polling station. And the beauty of this process is that every media house and every citizen has the right to take photographs of these polling station results, which are the basis of the results. The polling station results are not changed. What we see at the polling stations pasted on the wall forms the basis of the results that the chairperson announces. From the polling station, those results are sent to the constituency collation centers, and the party agents are there. They are satisfied, it is collated, and it is put on the summary sheet and the results collation sheet at the constituency. It is then moved to the regional collation centers. They also collate these things, they are satisfied, they put their signature. So no results emanate from the head office of the Electoral Commission. Everything comes from bottom up. And the good news is that the media are enabled as a result of technology to take pictures of the polling station results across the country.
Yo, waiting for winning and summer abeto yapno so because GC so and our hello. So we subscribe ya. Omode say over subscribe to the channel. Since happy latest and hot news and Aremeyaw Anas. Afriyie na like video, give us a thumbs up. Nothing. Share my for some we may be here now and some Akoto Ghana Memohano. Also with me at Gyamfi and so we now comment boxing in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.